Hi, well we're back for the fourth part of the video for the oversized Tunisian Christmas jumper with the reindeers. It's getting quite exciting because I've done, if you remember on the last video, I'd got halfway up the front on one of the sides. This time I've completed the front and I've completed the back. So that was the front. You can see it's split for the neck, and I've completed the back now. Now I said I would show you all the flaws that I made along the way. Now it's come to my attention that I've made a mistake. So we've got, see that bit on reindeer there, and 4 blue stitches, right, and there's one there in between. It's is it horn? I don't know if reindeers have horns. There's a little horn there. There's 2 white stitches, one on that bottom row and one there. That one there is supposed to be blue. I've not come down with Tunisian Houndstooth, and these 4 here are supposed to look like that. So you've got the 2 bits that come down from the Houndstooth pattern. I've just not done it on that one, and I've missed it on the top one as well. So going by that, I mean, yeah, it's a mistake. Nobody's gonna know unless you tell them. Do you know what I mean? So when I did that is the back, isn't it? Right. When I did the back, which is this one, because I made the mistakes on the front one, unless you're going to undo it all, I've got no interest in undoing it all because nobody's going to notice. But I did exactly the same mistakes on this one. It's like I said, you're only aware of a mistake when you actually make one. So yeah, and you can't tell going from there and there. I do actually prefer this one. So if I was to do another Houndstooth with reindeer in, I can't see it happening because it was quite, I need to do it when there's no kids around, you know what I mean? I do actually like it with that bit in there. I do like it. The only bit I don't like is because I can't do that blue stitch there from the Houndstooth. Like I was saying before, there's no blue stitch because it's not there to do. So anyway, moving on from that. The green and red jumper, I measured how many rows of sleeves were absolutely fine. The, you know, width, lengthwise, they weren't catching on my armpit, they weren't too tight, they weren't too loose, they were just right. So I counted how many rows down from the top. Oh yeah, that's another mistake I made when I made this one. When I did the top, can you see it's red? And I've done it on the hood as well for some strange reason. Sewed the hood up on the top in red. Now wouldn't it look better if it were the same colour as the cuff? It'd just match. So when I've done the blue and white one with the reindeers, I've made sure when I've finished the top rows on the back and the front that I finished them in blue, right? Just so purely when I sew them together, it's like on the red and green one, it's not red, it's blue. It matches the cuff, which will just tie in. It's just mistakes you make along the way, you learn. Another thing I was going to say, when you're finishing off on the top of the back, on the red and green one, I'll show you, I'll put it on, and then you know what I'm talking about. On this one, as you can see, it pulls there. I'm not right keen on that, can you see? So I've not sewed shoulders in far enough. So on the blue one, I'm going to sew the shoulders in a little bit more. so it doesn't pull like that. I'm not right keen on that. So I'm going to do it, what did I say, 8 stitches more on each side. So wait a minute, let me get my glasses. Wrote it down today. Let me see. So yeah, so taking that into account, when you finish off the top of the back, when you complete the Tunisian stitch on the final row, leave 40 stitches unfinished in the middle of the back of the neck, because when you're doing odd and you start from, I don't know, I can't tell because pattern continues, doesn't it? So you'll start from there on this bit, and then you'll go around. So your back stitches are unfinished, so as you can complete. So there's no seam. There's one thing I can't stand is seams on back at neck. Tickets and seams, I don't like that. So it just completely just goes up pattern. There's no seam. Don't really get a seam here actually. So this has been finished off. The Tunisian, when you get to the last row and you're casting off, that's been finished off. So when you sew that bit together, you're actually going through 2 loops, and the top, I would call it a pearl stitch. I think in America they call it a knit stitch. But you go through, so you're going through 4 loops of the top stitch as you're sewing them together. And it's seamless. It's flat. There's no on inside. It's exactly the same as that side. There's no bumpy bit on the inside. Take it off. I'm getting a bit warm because it is June now. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we're sewing up side now. So because we don't front, we don't back, so we're sewing up the side. So I've marked out the 44 rows from the top, which is the same width sleeve as the green and red one. So I've marked that out from the top. If you want to be, it's just 22 striped rows. See, I've marked it out, so it'd be in between that white and blue one. So all that is sleeve, and I sew all that with that's the front. So I sew this together with the back. I'd sew it together in whatever colour you're doing cuff with, and then if you see any stitches, it just matches. It just so I won't do that in white. I'd sew it together in that blue, and then when you've sewn your top bit together, so how many stitches would that be now? Oh, I don't know. So if you're leaving 40 stitches for the back, so it'd be, gosh, I mean, that's bottom, isn't it? So how many stitches did we say we had all together? 126, didn't we? 126 minus 40 is 86, divided by 2 is 43. So if you did sew it together for 43 stitches on your shoulder, and then we're doing cuff round armpit. Now for this you need, let me get the paper again. So for sleeves, I've got, your first row is just 90 DCs around the sleeves. It's got to be an even number because you're doing front post, back post to get that cuff lock. So if you've got one too many or whatever, just make, you know how to make it. But start off in armpit. So if you do need to add one or whatever, nobody's gonna say there's an extra one or whatever. So do it in armpit. Start off there. Right, 90 DCs around sleeve, and then on your next row, don't matter what you start with, whether you start with a front post or a back post, it's totally up to you. I think I would start with a front post there. Anyway, then go all the way around, front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way around for 90 stitches, and then chain 2 when you get to end. Do a slip stitch, sorry, first, then chain 2 to go up, and that's, let me show you, see if I can find it. Okay, you chain 2, you can't really see it. Your chain 2 is equal to a back post. On mine it just looks like a back post. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. You can't see it, you can't make it out. So yeah, your chain 2 is a back post. I'm just thinking, if you use your chain 2 as a back post, that's one of your stitches, isn't it? So it might be 89 DCs around, and then use your I'll have to get back to you on that when I do my next videos. So anyway, same applies for cuff front bottom as well, I suppose then. So on the bottom cuff, I did, when it's all sewn together, I did 252 DCs, double crochets around the bottom cuff, and then I did front post, back post, easy for me to say, for about 9 rows. On the cuff, around the sleeves, I did it for 18 rows. Yeah, is that it for today? I think that's it for today. I think that's it. Right, well, I'll get back to you on that chain 2, see how many DCs around it is. Alright, see you in the next video.